How about those Red Sox? Swept by the Angels. The failed follow-up to touched by an Angel. Swept by the Angels. 5 losses in a row. Wham, bam, you are all of a sudden out of the picture again a week later. Okay? Because it looked like you had a nice dead cat bounce after the Rafael Devers trade. You won your 4th series in a row. Bam. You're in this thing. They were what? A 2.5 out of the division? Now they are certainly not. They're 7 games behind the Yankees in the division. They were half game out of the wild card in the middle of this week. They are further behind that now. They're 2.5 out. They would need to leapfrog 3 teams to get there. Season's still young. Okay, it's halfway over. But it's becoming more and more apparent that the Red Sox are who we thought they were a few weeks ago, and that they are sellers at this trade deadline. I mean, who could have thunk it? Who can believe that the Red Sox would enter free fall after trading their best player in the middle of the season for no reason? I mean, can you believe that? It's almost like trading a guy with a 900 OPS who's on pace to hit 35 homers. Doesn't help the lineup. Doesn't help the team. Couldn't have seen that one coming. I mean, that is a total shock to all of us, right? And they're just pissing games away. Walker Buehler looks like a skinny Shane Gillis. Can't pitch. What an awful, awful free agent signing that was. Cora gets thrown out of every game. Duran making stupid decisions and getting thrown out of the game and bitching about it. It's just the same crap, man. They can't play defense. They can't run the bases. Their bullpen is very hit or miss. And they don't really have the makings of a major league lineup most of these days. And so now they get faced with this once again. They're going to be sellers at the trade deadline. This was a very promising season that has gone way up in smoke. I said even last week, I think they could still make the playoffs. I had some belief in this team. I think they still do have some flexibility to make a big move at the trade deadline, but I think it's too late. You're going to be close to a last place team at the trade deadline, man. Baltimore sucks. So you're probably not quite that bad, but you're not that much better off, man. You're really not. And the way that they're playing right now, which again is indicative of how they played most of the season, they won those 4 straight series and it looked like they had turned things around. Most of the season, they were a sub 500 baseball team, which is what they are right now at 40 and 42. Like with that, they're not better than Toronto, who they're 3.5 games behind. They're not better than Tampa, who they're way behind. They're barely better than Baltimore. That's what they're going to be. They're going to be sellers. And according to ESPN, they have literally the 2 biggest trade pieces to get rid of at the trade deadline. Number 2, Jarren Duran, 25%. I still think trading Duran's the right move. And the more you wait on it, the less you're going to get in return. And number 1 on their list is Alex Bregman. Because why not? I know the Red Sox have said in the last few days that they're willing to renegotiate a long-term deal, or Bregman said he's willing to do that. I would love to keep Bregman. I want to keep Bregman. Don't get this twisted. That said, he's a guy with an opt-out after this year. There's no guarantee that the Red Sox can be able to keep him. And he did have a good market in this offseason. It took a long time, but that's what everybody does now. Best fits, Cubs, Tigers, the other 2 teams that were in on him in this offseason, Yankees and Mets. So there is absolutely a market for the guy. And I think there's going to be, I think you can get good returns on someone like Duran, obviously, or Aroldis Chapman, who's number 18, on the list. I think you would get a heck of a return for Chapman for a half a season guy who is having a great year as your closer. It's tough to do that. To have a great year as a closer for a team that's this bad. Walker Buehler, take anything you can get for him. Anything, really. I mean, a new Gatorade cooler, maybe. I would take that for Walker Buehler. And then those are 4 guys in the top 30 of ESPN's list that could be traded and probably should be traded for the Red Sox at this trade deadline. Everyone except Bregman, I think I would have no problem seeing them go where the Red Sox are at right now. But then again, you do have the opportunity to make a big-time move in your favor at the trade deadline. That's not saying, oh, so glad they did the Rafi Devers trade and now everything aligns. We have a good alignment. I'm sick of hearing that shit. But just by the bare bones, by the numbers, you do have the flexibility to do something big. And what I mean by that is you've got money you can take on. And you've still got some cost control guys that you can throw in a major deal. You know, I don't want to throw in Wilyer Abreu for a reliever, right? But Wilyer Abreu with Jarren Duran and Tanner Houck and Walker Buehler, maybe that gets you a big name player. Maybe it does. But right now, the Red Sox are an abject failure. Again, you know, we took a week off from being a total failure, and it's going to go down. Like, this season is going to go down the drain because of the Rafi Devers trade. I know they weren't a great team before it, and they were underachieving before that trade, but A, he was your best player, and B, you were finally starting to turn it around. You had just taken 3 series in a row. You just swept the Yankees at home. The ballpark was alive and buzzing. It's the first time the Yankees have been swept all year. And then you do this because the Red Sox cannot get out of their own fucking way. For the first time in years, they have a team that people are legitimately excited about. The city was really excited about going into this season. And as I've said plenty of times before on this program, you had a perfect golden opportunity. The Patriots are awful. The Bruins really suck. The Celtics are in a mini rebuild because they don't have Jason Tatum next year, and they had a short playoff run this year. You had the opportunity to really take this city by the balls again. And instead, you did a salary dump for your best player because that's the Boston Red Sox way, baby. That is what this team represents now. That's just the way we do business, damn it. We like having our fans shell out the most money for tickets in Major League Baseball, sell you on this great experience of a ballpark and the beer and the hot dogs, and then give you 2 of these. Go fuck yourself, Red Sox fans. Oh, you think you've got a good team? Ha! Wait till you hear how we're going to spin this one. They finally got some momentum in this season in June. In June, mid-June, they finally got some momentum. And then they just punted the season. Like, is there any bigger FU to a fan than that? Than to make some moves in the offseason to get people really excited about this team and have a roster that should make for a playoff team? And then when you finally get something going, you say, actually, you know what? We'd rather save the money. We'd rather not be good. We like the alignment that we have now. What the fuck does that mean? What does that mean? The Red Sox I grew up with and the Red Sox fans I know now, we like winning. World Series, divisions, playoff baseball. We like that. The Red Sox like alignment and flexibility and fatter pockets. Great. You saved a ton of money. You traded the best player on your team in his prime, but damned if you didn't save some fucking money. Damned if you're not so goddamn aligned, it'll make your head spin. Most aligned team in Major League Baseball. Congrats. You suck again. And they're not going to put up with this shit any longer. The ballpark's going to be half empty. What the fuck are we spending our money to go there for? It's a joke. It's an absolute joke of a franchise, not just a team, a franchise. Ownership, GM, manager, ball players. Joke. Joke. And they have the balls to raise the prices to go to the games. Just what an unbelievable, unmitigated disaster. It's a disaster. It's a catastrophe. It's embarrassing. But one thing you can't say is that it's not aligned. Alignment coming out the ass at Fenway Park. Let me know what you think about alignment in the comment section below. Like and subscribe to this video if you just love the alignment the Red Sox have. 95% of you watching are not subscribed to the channel. Why not? We're bringing you Boston sports content like this 5 days a week, live on YouTube, and then wherever you get your podcasts as well. So give us a like, give us a subscribe. Check out the other videos on the channel talking Red Sox and everything else Boston sports. And I guess we'll see you tomorrow on a little ditty that we like to call The Cam Show.